Hey guys, welcome back to Taste of Victory. I'm Tasty RC, and today we got such a unique deck profile for you guys. This is from Blue Numemon, the man himself. He got first place at his locals, undefeated with Bug Punch. That's right. Go ahead and take it away, Numemon. Anything you need to plug? Let's get that out the way now.
Alright, so nothing to plug this time.
Cool.
So I think just jumping right into the deck part is probably for the best.
Yep.
Okay, so as the name suggests, this deck is Bug Punch. So we're focusing on some bugs, a few other things in the middle. We'll clarify that as we go. So bugs, it's a green deck. So let's start super simple. We'll start with the babies. Alright, we got our 4 Motimon and we got 1 Argo.
Ooh.
So Motimon, once you get to your level 6s, plus 1,000. Argomon, it's just kind of like a cheeky little thing that, you know, comes up once in a while, and getting yourself an extra memory every turn is very, very, very nice once I start showing you some of the rest of the deck. So once we get there, it'll make more sense. But, you know, just got a basic lineup. Motimon you could probably replace if you really needed to with Minomon, and it would accomplish the same things. So
awesome. And then can you like lay them out into the corner so we got like a picture by the time it's done?
Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. Here we go.
Awesome.
So we got our babies up here. So next, we're gonna get some standard green stuff. We got 4 Goblimon.
Nice. Pretty standard.
You know, standard green. Just throw those in, cheap drop, kind of big power. Next, we got our other standard stuff. We got some Agumon. 1,000 DP, very nice at all stages of the game.
Yep.
You know, starter deck, Agumon's not going to go away anytime soon. This one probably won't go away anytime soon. So, stick that over there. And more standard stuff. We've actually got our first bug. We got Tentomon.
Good bug.
You know, easy to Evo, draw a card. If you need to, you can just play it, flip the top. You're very likely to draw a card off of that. It's a Gabumon most of the time from blue, so
true.
Can't be that bad.
Very true.
And then we got one of Tasty's favorites. We got 2 Terriermons.
The boy.
Terriermon is going to be one of those Digimon that's going to be very important for the upcoming meta. When you start looking around at things like Yellow with their blinding rays and their boulder arms, this just completely cancels that memory gain.
Right.
Black and purple with Gazimon and Chumon are also probably going to come up a lot. And what other decks does this affect? Rookie Rush.
Rookie Rush, blue.
Stops those Hammer Sparks and security.
Yep.
Ragna stops them from gaining memory after they Digivolve, which Ragna just topped a Bandai event recently, so probably expect to see a few more of them.
True.
So we're going to keep that in there as a nice little counter. All right. Next, we got 4 Gargomon. Or 3 Gargomon, not 4. So 3 Gargomon. It's just a standard little DP boost. If you have your opponent has something suspended, gives you an extra 1,000. Comes up a bit. But now we're going to get to the meat of the deck. We got our casual stuff out of the way.
Okay.
So let's flip over the next 12 cards. We got 4 Kabu Terriermon, 4 Woodmon.
Nice.
And 4 Cherrymon.
Ooh, so many blockers.
So this is the basic skeleton of the deck. You're building around this core here.
Okay.
Because your objective here is to always have a blocker out. The rest of the deck will make more sense once we get there, but just know, we'll start here. This is our skeleton. Build off of this. You can swap out your Gargomons for your level 4s of choice, but this is what you want. You want one of these on the field at all times. Helps with your Rookie Rush matchup, helps with your OTK matchup. You know, you got to block some Granks. So, we got all 12 of our blockers. All right. We'll get to some more casual stuff here. We're gonna throw in 4 Lilamon.
Cool.
Lilamon's very nice with some cards that we'll be seeing upcoming in the deck profile. It's also just a solid card in general. 7,000 DP with the ability to suspend something just by Digibursting 2 is always going to be a strong effect.
Yes, it is.
If you look at starter deck Herc, does the exact same thing, always going to be a very strong card.
Yep.
And this is also why you could probably swap out Modimons for Minomons, just to give this that extra boost, although you have a few other options here as well. So yeah, it looks like a very standard green list, but I promise there's some more spice coming up.
All right.
Okay.
We trust you.
So, some more standard green stuff.
Yep.
You know, you need Nidhogg. Nidhogg's going to save your life 9 times out of 10. It's something your opponent always has to play around. May as well force them to play around it. Additionally, this card is very important for stuff that's coming up.
All right.
You know, we'll keep it to the standard stuff. All right, and let's get into the spice, okay?
Okay.
We're playing 3 BT1 Grank.
The other Grank.
For people who don't know, because you never see this card anywhere,
Yeah.
on your turn it gets plus 4,000. So on your turn it's a 15,000 minimum plus whatever other boosts you find in here.
Yeah.
So easy. We're getting to the more spicy bits. Okay. So we got our Grank. We got 2 Chaosmon. You know, level 7, gonna hit for some security. These are more important than Volderarm. Gonna put that out there now. You'll see in probably a minute or so.
Okay.
Next, 2 Mimis. You know, it's always solid. Helps you accelerate a lot of your rookies. Helps you with your draws.
Yeah.
Helps with aggression. It's a very strong tempo play. Okay. So we got our green deck. Now we got to go into the punch. So we start with 3 Black Joe.
Oh, getting spicy.
Now we get back here. You know, we got our 12 blockers. We got Joe.
Nice.
Joe's going to gain us a memory if we have a blocker.
Right.
Easy synergy right there.
Yes.
At this point in the game, green has the 2nd most number of blockers.
Wow.
I think every other color has 2 except black, which has all of them.
Yeah.
So this is a harder strategy to accomplish in other colors, which is why we're going to focus into the green bits, because green just in general is fairly strong at the moment, and then we're also going to play into some black synergies by playing these Joes, play out all these blockers. You get a Mimi on the field with this, 4 memory, easy Grank.
True.
Easy.
Cool.
Okay. Then we got our boring stuff. We got HPD. We got Dimension Scissor.
Oh, okay. That card's back.
That's always going to be a fun play if your opponent has 1 suspended Digimon and you have something like Lilamon. Lilamon says if you control a tamer, notice it doesn't say green tamer, so you know our Joes.
Yeah.
Here,
Ooh.
those let us use the effect.
Nice.
So the Inheritable lets you suspend an opponent's Digimon if you control a tamer.
Right.
1 suspended Digimon plus a Grank and a Dimension Scissor. There you go.
True.
Opponent's board is cleared, and you're checking a security for every single Digimon on your opponent's board.
Amazing.
So, it's a funny little thing you can do there.
Yeah.
Next, we've got the final piece of the deck, and this is where the deck all comes together. We got 2 copies of Final Zubugan Punch.
Whoa, super.
So this is where the deck actually starts, you know, cohesively coming together. We got our blockers so that we can gain memory off of Joe. Joe's going to let us play our Zubugan punches. Punch is going to give us a extra security check, blocker, and reboot so we can defend ourselves next turn. And all we need to do is hit 16,000 DP. So how do we get to 16,000 DP? Well, this gives 3,000 by itself.
Yeah.
So the minimum we actually need is 13,000. And would you look at Nidhogg?
13
Nidhogg has
naturally.
13,000.
Wow.
And if you look at Grank has 15,000 on your turn, which is all you have to check for.
True.
So
Nice.
with that, Both of these guys are going to hit our Zubagon threshold naturally without having to rely on any other boosts.
Mm-hmm.
You can completely Digiburst your Nidhogg. None of this stuff over here matters off of that. Zubagon punch it, swing in for 2 security, have a reboot blocker that's 16,000 on your opponent's turn. It's a very, very strong play. Additionally, for all you Grand Kawaga OTK players out there,
Yeah.
you get that very similar feel here. If you Zubagon one of these guys, you can go in, check 2 security, Digivolve into a Chaosmon,
Mm-hmm.
2 more security, plus it's going to reboot and be a blocker for next turn.
It's so crazy. It sounds so fun.
So all this starts coming together once we throw these Zubagons and these Joes in.
That's amazing. It's
And-
crazy how much synergy it looks like Green has with that strategy. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and to be honest, there wasn't really too many times where the deck didn't come together. There are going to be those rare moments where you're going to be stuck with something like 2 Joes, a Dimension Scissor,
Yeah.
some of your top end stuck in your hand. But, you know, that's every game.
Yeah, that's just
You can
the
always
game.
get stuck with the bad stuff and never see any of your low end.
Definitely. Wow, that's awesome. So, could you give us like an idea of such a unique deck? Like, how do you usually what's the flow of a turn? You know, how do you usually pilot this? Because I know you took this to locals recently and went undefeated with it.
Yeah, I mean, your basic play here is to always keep track of your opponent's board.
Mm-hmm.
The Zubagons aren't just for attacking; they're also for defending
Interesting.
or for giving boost. You don't have to get all the effects for your Zubagons to be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sticking a Zubagon on Gargomon to make it 7,000 DP. That's going to survive quite a few security checks. It can help clear board. Stick it on a Lilamon. Lilamon, if it has something like Agumon or Gargomon underneath, it can get to 11,000, and that will either trade or, if they have more suspended Digimon off of something like Gargomon, you're going to be able to swing over a level 6. Ooh,
Cute
Misha.
Doggy.
Misha found a fly.
Good dog.
She just wants to be on YouTube. Anyway,
Who doesn't?
so your average flow, you want to get tall fast.
Right.
And you know, your normal green deck is going to get taller faster than this build will.
Yes.
You're going to stumble a little bit once you get to your level 5, since your only level 5s are these Cherrymons and these Lilamons.
Yes.
But you don't have to feel as bad when you're evoing in your breeding area, just because these Cherrymons at least cost 2, so you're not wasting like one of your Digizorbers that you would in a normal green deck. But the most important thing when you're playing with this is keeping up with what your opponent is doing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be kind of at par with them. If you start falling behind, the deck's not going to function very well. Final Zubagon is not going to save you if all you have is 1 stack and you've let them get up to 4 or 5 bodies.
Right.
But overall, it's just going to work out like a general green deck until you get to usually your Lilamons, Nidhoggs, and Granks. You want to suspend something, you want to swing over it, you want to Zubagon if possible, and yeah, I mean, there's not much more to it. It's get a blocker on field, make sure it sticks, get a Joe, get a Zubagon, and everything works out overall.
Awesome. What a fun deck. What a creative deck building. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Blue Numamon. It's really cool to be able to see this list.
And one distinction.
Sure.
Got to make this now. Don't bring this to a Bandai event. This is not an optimized list. This is not something you're going to show up to Bandai with and be like, wow, I'm going to get top 8 with Bug Punch.
Oh.
No.
No?
This is for fun.
Mm-hmm.
It works out. It's functional. It can win against bigger decks. Is it going to every time? No. We've done test hands into Yellow Warg, and it's probably got a sub 50 win rate.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Okay.
But
it's still fun.
just got to give that disclaimer now.
Sure.
Very fun deck, and there's probably more room for optimization. So if people have ideas, go ahead, play around with the list, make all the changes you need, and you know, send it back to Tasty. Tasty probably wants to see more of these Bug Punch decks because
These are
Bug Punch
really
is
cool.
great.
Yep. Definitely, yeah. If you guys want to try this, let us know how it goes for you and changes you make. This is an awesome list.
But yeah, this is a fun little casual deck if anyone's looking for something a little weirder, a little more interesting to play.
Awesome. Yeah, it's always cool to see the creative deck builds out in the meta when it's so like stabilized. So thanks for sharing with us, Blue Numemon. It's an awesome list. Thank you for coming on. I know you have a Twitch channel, a couple attempts. If you guys want to check that out sometimes, we'll probably put it in the description. So thank you again for coming on.
No, thank you.
All right. Well, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory.